Hey guys, it's Viewmaster's Reactions, and we're back with episode 57 of Talks Machina. I just watched the intro. It was almost 8 minutes long. They're exactly an hour from here on. The dude sent me a thing or told me in the live stream, I forget, or he probably did both, that there is no more after hours, and they're exactly an hour. So there's still a 5 to 10 minute intro in the beginning by whoever joins Brian Foster. I am going to start watching those. What I'm going to do is there's always 5 minutes of time that I use to set everything up. Get the window going, put the lighting on, get all the volumes right because every show is different. I watched and listened while I set everything up and just froze it at the card. That is how we're going to do it from now on. This one was Matt Mercer and Sam Riegel. I already saw it. It is also right after the Kickstarter. I believe it started in 57, right? I feel like we watched the celebration toast in the beginning of episode 58, because we did jump in episode 58 in the live stream. But at this point, they had already known they broke the goal. That would make sense, because Talks Machina is like 2 days after episode 57 aired. So sometime in there, they had already dropped the Kickstarter and broke the goal. Now Brian is giving the extended goals. Sam was saying how if you hit 10 million, Travis will go in a haunted house. If you guys are interested, I reacted to that years ago. I feel like, what, 2 years ago now, maybe? Because we watched all the Kickstarter stuff and I reacted to them filming Travis going through the haunted house. So somewhere on YouTube, search it. It was like the Spooktacular. Was that the Travis Spooktacular? I feel like that would make sense. But either way, I've seen all this stuff. I feel like I've even seen the intro to this episode possibly because I feel like I saw Brian talking about it, but we have seen so much content. Some of it could look familiar and is not. Besides all that, let's just jump in. We'll talk more at the end. We have Sam because this is In Love and War and it dealt with Yeza and Not finally getting together. And like I said, we did jump into 58, so I can't really remember the differentiating between the two episodes. I know we meant Warsh, but I feel like Warsh was in episode 58. Either way, you guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see every episode of Campaign 2 in full. Vox Machina Seasons 1 and 2. Hundreds of other shows and movies. You guys know the deal. Check the link. I feel like we just started something this week. I'm starting Once Upon a Time. Check it out. If not, episode 57, Talks Machina. In Love and War. And we know why it's called that, obviously. Because I said so.
I got you. Hey, guys. You're my pals.
Yep.
Do you know who else is my pals?
No.
Do you know who else are my pals?
Who else are my
over
pals?
there?
That dog over there.
Oh,
is
they all got that
asleep.
fancy whiskey or
I put
something.
his bed too far away. I'll fix it during Gift of the Week. I'll fix it during Gift of the
Brian,
Week.
what
I
have you
promise you.
done?
The people at home don't tweet me. Do you
What
know who
have
else
you
are my
done?
friends are?
He put
Crit
Henry
roll
out
stats.
of reach.
Oh, they're the
Yeah,
best.
they're
roll
They're
stats.
better than you. They're better than
They're
you.
way better
acts-
than me.
how
Are
do
you
you
kidding?
not realize
I don't
your
deserve to
dog?
read
I would
this off of
immediately know,
this
'cause I pet my
generic
cats all the
tablet. All of the events from herding demons and bugbear hovels. Hovels?
Hovel.
Hovels?
It's a
Hovels?
You both said something different.
hovel. It's a hovel.
I'm not going to listen
I
to
want
you.
to
I'm
make
going to
sure
listen to him.
everything's right. Yeah,
When
everything's good.
This is the guy who thinks that sigil is a word. Sigil.
So I don't know how many people.
Sigil. I was going to say
I don't know how
sigil
many
is a
people
word.
at home
Sigil
know
is
this,
a word.
but our fantastic friends at D&D Beyond
What
had
is that
Matt and Marisha
little bearded
record
man on the shelf?
the names of the monsters and the different races and stuff.
I learned a lot.
on the player if you go into the player's handbook or the monster man or whatever, it tells you how to pronounce it.
Oh, really?
So sometimes at night when I'm in bed,
You guys have
and
to
I
do
get
that for
lonely
me all the
because
time.
Ashley's been gone until
Pronunciation
now,
of names.
and
That's pretty cool
I'll
that the
have my
book does
phone
it
up
for
and
you.
I'll press Matt going Arakokra.
Oh my God, that's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah, do it again. Arakokra.
You should listen to how I say Tarask. I put a little extra stank on that one.
Oh yeah.
I was
How do you
excited.
do it? How do you do it?
Tarask. Like,
One
I'm
more
caressing that
time,
one.
right into this
I like when he
camera
does
right
that,
here, please,
though.
sir.
Tarask. Yeah, it's basically like that. But no, it's Hovel. Hovel.
It's
So
hovel.
read it.
It's
Hovel.
definitely
Read it again.
Hovel.
All of the
Hovel.
events
Read it again.
from hunting
Brian.
demons, quiet Sam, and bugbear
Hovel.
hovels
Hovel.
Yeah, it is Hovel.
Even do it.
Oh wait. Is it hot? Now
to
I'm
settling into
now I am confused. I was joking and now I'm
Rosona.
confused.
Rosona, yeah.
as heroes of the
Rosona.
dynasty took place in a
Oh, it is
single day.
Rosona. See, I was saying Rosanna.
Cortisol 19.
It's Rosona. You guys probably corrected me
That's
500
crazy.
times.
That's crazy.
You guys needed to sleep
Rosona,
bad
because I
and
kept
all
saying
that.
Rosanna, Rosanna Dana.
We did, and sleep we
The
did.
town sounds
That you
like
did.
the great
You cuddled
SNL
your
skit.
husband.
How
He
cool.
cuddled me.
That's true. Yeah.
So much art. So much beautiful art.
Yeah.
Quick question. Little
Yes, Dan.
spoon or big spoon?
Little spoon or big spoon? I think probably
Big
when
spoon.
she was a halfling, she was the little spoon, but now that she's not the brave,
I agree.
I think she's the big spoon.
That's what I would think.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
Not is a definite big spoon. Yeza
But that
looks
night-
very
that night I think
timid.
he was the big spoon just because you're the one.
Very
who laid
good
down
dude,
before he did.
but
He's
very,
enjoying it.
very like timid.
But going
usually how
forward,
Nothing
he's
wrong
going
with it.
for
forward.
Just
It's
like-
gonna be little spoon.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not wanting to get in your face and fight
In
you.
her time
ever.
with the Nine, Not has killed 45 creatures and earned almost 2,300 gold on her own.
2,300
How about that?
gold
She is
on her
a
own.
woman to be reckoned
I'm honestly
with.
shocked.
Yeah,
that's
Only
true.
45 creatures.
She's a woman to be
That's like
reckoned
one
with,
an
too.
episode, barely.
Oh,
yeah.
Skadunk. A skadunk.
Oh my God.
That was a joke for Arsqueef.
There you go, ours.
We've been introduced to
looking for him.
722 NPCs in this campaign.
Holy
alone.
shit! Are you
Oh my
serious?
God, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Oh my God! What's wrong with me?
That is a lot.
You have a lot to
I
say.
would
You have a
not
lot
have
of
guessed.
voices
I
to
mean,
have.
I have
if you
issues,
think
apparently,
about it,
with
that makes sense, though.
That's a lot of. I don't know.
That is a lot. Though.
Every one of them distinct in their own way, though, I will say.
Wait, there's only been
He just,
50-something episodes.
did he just take a
Yeah.
swig of Matt's drink?
57.
But you have
I
to
mean,
think about
Matt took
people
a
that are
swig of Sam's
mentioned,
drink.
people that
Matt's
are
like,
actually
"What?
met,
I need a
people that
shot."
are referenced, right? I
Yeah,
think that's
passing
probably
people on the
passing
street that you
people
ask
on
a
the street.
question to.
Dozens per episode.
That's
Dozens per-
that's
It's amazing.
But if
It's
you
really
think about
amazing.
it,
That's what you guys
in one
make me
town we
do.
might
What's
see
the paces you put
20
me
or
through?
30
enemies,
people
right?
at a given time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still,
So
that's
like
a lot.
Any character that's not a player, I imagine that's what they're counting as.
Yeah, any, yeah.
Wow,
but
that's
still,
crazy.
you could meet 20
our
or 30
first
people
question of the
in
night,
an episode if you enter the right
As tradition when you're on the show,
scenario.
Sam, goes to Matt.
But still,
It's from the
good
Faceless
job,
Evil.
Matt, for all your great.
Faceless evil, yes.
Matt, are you generally forgiving when it comes to the players forgetting about pets/mounts, or will there be consequences for overlooking the animals?
I think to a certain extent I'm forgiving because it's a game you play for fun, and it's not necessarily fun if part of being caught up in the story and the adventure is having to worry about every single moment they do something cool, they're going to kill their pet.
We've discussed this in the live stream. It makes sense.
But there is a level of negligence that
I agree with that too.
that will
though.
come into play. Like
I feel like you
I
shouldn't.
just disagree fundamentally.
Do you?
If you can't this is what I
I
was told as a
kind of
child.
do agree with that,
Okay, you can
though.
have a dog, but you're gonna have to take care of it.
I honestly kind of
The thing
do
is,
agree
Laura
with
Bailey
Sam.
can't take care of
If
her
you
dog.
want to own a pet
Her
and
imaginary
have a pet, you
dog
should
with her
have to have the
imagination,
care
She
and
should not be able to have
responsibility.
that dog.
I mean,
I kind of agree.
Even
kill it.
And
Oh, I can't do that to Laura.
Because like
or
right
the
now, I have
dog.
2 cats, 3 if you count my sisters. I can't just be like, I'm too busy this week. Can't take care of the cats. Like you can't.
okay.
Well, you could, I guess, but it'd be pretty
I
shitty.
see your point. I see your point.
If
Sam's
it's a
point
scenario
is,
where because
if you
of
want to
her
have a
choices
pet
she
in game,
puts a
you
pet
shouldn't
in
have to take
danger
care of it
intentionally,
like real.
or,
But
or
but
a
it
scenario where
also
it
is
would
taking
come
the
into play
focus away
and
from
there's a
this-
failure
the
to maintain its safety,
important
then
things.
yes. But more often
Like
than
in
not,
The
if it's,
Sims
it
or something
comes down
when
to
I
saying,
played.
is it more fun if this happens?
I was like,
okay.
And
I
if
always
it's-
forgot you
if
have
it's
to go
more
to the
fun for the
bathroom
player
because
for
in
me
a
to-
game
to
you never
create
think
that
about
challenge
having to go to the
constantly,
bathroom.
then yes.
But in the
But
game
Laura,
of The Sims, you have to go to the
unless
bathroom.
she's really doing some
in this, if
some
we had to stop
moves
and
that
take a leak all the time,
consciously
be
would put her
tedious.
pets in danger, and it makes an interesting choice that is fun all around.
But
then
I
I'll do it.
kind of
Otherwise, I don't want to
feel
be
there
too
should
much of a
be
stickler and
a middle ground.
sit on our good time.
Most
I agree with
situations,
both. I don't know where to be. I
being
agree with
faced
Sam,
with the potential
but I
of
also
you
agree with Matt.
accidentally killing your dog isn't fun.
Right. So I'm going to savor those for when it's right for the narrative.
True too.
So it's a special event.
That's
should it
also
occur.
something. The entertainment factor's
can
not
a
there.
fine familiar
no one's
be
looking
permanently killed or no?
to be entertained by the murder
Familiars,
of a pet.
because of
I
the,
mean,
the nature of their
most
kind of like
wouldn't be.
fake
Some might
connection,
be.
they're intentionally not supposed to be permanently killable. They revert to their home dimension, and then
That's probably good because I've had
Home
this
dimension.
terrible, awful theory that keeps me up at night. It's why I have to listen to you saying Aarakocra of Travis, because you know how deathly allergic Travis is to cats.
Yep.
I feel like I've thought for a while there he was going to play the long game with Frumpkin, and then
Oh wow.
it could maybe
Well, he is.
That's
we know
dark,
that he is
Brian.
secretly evil.
We do know
he's
that.
the big bad of the.
Yes,
of
the big man,
Secretly
Frumpkin.
British.
Imagine, oh my
Secretly
God, could
British.
you imagine?
What's worse?
Now I'm gonna think
let the
like that,
people
even though it
decide.
makes no sense.
While you answer this question, Sam.
I don't even know if that's
Mark
what they were talking
Schock.
about, but I am thinking, what if Frumpkin this whole time?
Was it a real fear for you, as well as not, that
somebody-
Yeza was going to
I don't know, I'm
reject
not
her?
even gonna go there. It's
How
not.
are you and not feeling about it now that he's accepted her?
It was definitely a real concern for me and for Not that Yeza would
was 50-50.
be horrified by her appearance, taken
Yeah,
aback.
I mean, the
treat
way
her like
Yeza
the
is, it's
monster
very
she
possible.
is.
I've seen movies and shows. People either don't believe it or don't want to believe
because I don't
it's
know
true.
what Matt's going to do. Matt has the power to lift us up or break our hearts in an instant. And if Yeza had rejected her,
Look at
it would
Sam's
have. I don't know what the
fancy
consequences would have
button-down
been.
shirt
It
with
might have redoubled her efforts
cheetahs.
to
Those
get this
cheetahs.
sort of curse off of her, or it might have plunged her into a relentless depression that consumed her. But Matt, being a good man and a good friend,
It did
and
make
a
sense
great scene partner,
the way it went, though.
It
wasn't
made
like
Yeza an accepting sort, and I'm thrilled. And now I get to explore what the next step is for her and her husband now that they're at least temporarily together.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
It was a great scene.
It
was
seemed
a great
great, yeah.
day. It was great. It was
temporary.
great.
I mean, yeah, it is
wonderful.
temporary
Are you
because
going
we do have to.
be instigating a lot of sex scenes now that you guys are back together, just to make Matt have to act those out with you?
It seems like Laura wants us to instigate
Yes.
a lot of sex scenes. She
I
was
can't
really
remember.
goading that on.
Yeah,
I
she
did
was.
feel like that. Yeah.
I guess it was
I
the
don't
end of
know that
episode
I'll-
57
I mean,
because I couldn't
would,
remember
in
if it was the
real
end
life,
or beginning
real
of
Sam
58.
would love to knock
that
boots
they-
with Matt Mercer in real life.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not slept
But
on
in
the
the
floor.
game-
Get in
and
line,
Yeza
pal.
In the
went on
game
the
while
floor and was
everyone's
like, "What are you
watching. Oh, we're footsying.
Oh, footsying over here. There is
In the
footsying over
game,
here.
probably won't go for too many cross-species graphic sex scenes.
I feel like I've said this
Although,
before.
I gotta
but
be
what
honest,
are Matt
I feel like
Mercer's
we would
boots?
make a great
I
graphic
feel like
sex scene
others
together.
have them
many's
as
too
well, and I
many, though,
really
in your
dig the
opinion?
boots Matt Mercer has.
More than 6.
They look like
Okay,
something
okay.
I'd seen at a
We're
Ren
at episode
fair.
57.
My sister showed me
I
this
say we could sneak in
bootmaker at the
5
Ren
before the
fair in
campaign's
Tuxedo,
over.
New York.
I'd be happy.
Matt is so
And
good.
those look
I
like
trust
the
him so
boots
much.
I
I bet
seen.
we could
They're
have a
handmade.
meaningful goblin halfling sexual session together, like just describing it, where the characters are giving and taking, honoring each other's pleasure.
Oh, my God. Look at
you know,
Matt.
just being
Matt
there
is
for each
trying to
other
not-
in any sort of position that they feel is the right.
The Kern battle was epic from campaign 1.
Oh yeah,
This
just
would be
any
a
whatever
What is
one-on-one
he
this
duel.
doing?
is.
I'm still in the building, Regal.
Oh no, Liam, I'm so sorry.
supposed to hear that, Liam.
Liam, you were not supposed to hear that.
This is gonna be so awkward later
Oh,
at bedtime
no.
tonight.
My lord.
I thought he left.
That is hilarious.
Oh, Matt.
Everything is
He
glorious.
told me he didn't watch this show. Oh no.
Do you know what's happening in the bathroom right now? He's just like David Cross in Arrested Development. He's showering with his jean shorts on, crying.
David Cross is one of
Matt,
my favorite
Jordan
comedians
James
of all time.
Meyer
And I've
wants to
never
know-
seen
Is that
Arrested
Jordan
Development. I've
James?
seen
Don't ever give us your
2
full name,
episodes,
Jordan.
maybe. I don't remember.
How
He's
much
like
of
the
this
brother
last
of one
episode
of the
had
guys.
to be generated on the spot, given the
I don't
unexpected
know. I've
decision
never
2
seen
weeks
it,
ago?
But I don't know enough to know. But I just know David Cross
we
is
have
the
a
greatest.
fair amount.
I grew up with Mr.
I had
Chow.
thought what would happen, based on that communication between them and the Bright Queen. Prepared some bullet points of information based on what they asked, and then based on how they handled the scenario with Yeza. Like I'd say an average amount of it was improvised. Some of it was kind of acquiescing to the requests that you guys made previously in freeing Yeza, but then also the sequence with meeting him, most of that was improvised, and the scene with Not was improvised, and then where you guys go next, and
Where we go next?
I have to look back at my notes entirely.
I'm
'cause
just
the
the
every
most
session's
shocking
kind
thing
of
in
a
this
blur,
question
but,
is the normal name.
that
Jordan
that session
James
had
Meyer.
probably a few varying
I'm shocked that
paths
it's just a
I kind
normal
of
name.
loosely prepared,
That's
and
never
you
happened.
guys hit some of it, and then some of it was a lot of
And it's actually
conversational
spaced appropriately.
improvisation and interactions. So it wasn't any more than usual.
I
But
love,
that's
I
'cause I
love
had to.
I
episodes.
also have
I love
a protein
episodes like
shake
that
today
where it's
because it's
mostly
early
RP
in the morning.
and
If you didn't notice
character
the
stuff.
brightness, it's because the
It's
lighting's
really
on
thrilling
and it is
for,
sunny
for
as
me, for
crap.
all of us as
So
actors,
I
I
have a
think, to
protein
do.
shake in the
My
morning.
kids do not like them.
Really?
Because I tell them what happens. I come
Yeah,
home
then
and they're
they're
like,
not
tell me,
as
well,
exciting.
not that night, but the next day they're like, what happened? What happened? And I'm like, well, we talked a lot. And
It's also Sunday
a husband
morning.
and wife
Those of
spooning
you who
on the
don't
floor.
remember, I had to do
And they're like,
business
"That's
yesterday, so
it?
this is coming out
That's
a
the
day
Were
epic
they
late.
excited that
story?"
it was you? That it was your husband?
They were actually very excited.
Reunited, you know?
Yeah, and my daughter was asking like, does Yeza think not as ugly? Or,
Everything just
and I was like,
glitched for
no,
5
he's
seconds.
okay with it. And she's like, oh, good.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing.
His kids are probably adorable.
Sam.
He jokes a lot, but I bet you he's a
Corvid
great father.
asks, how
I
did
mean,
not feel
joking
being called
doesn't make
Beth
you a
by the
bad
Mighty
father,
Nine.
but
When her backstory first came out,
I
she
bet you
indicated
he's a
she wanted
fantastic
to
father.
still be called Not, but obviously with her husband back, everyone has been using Beth. Will she continue now with Beth or go back to Not?
that almost looks like herky
I really
COVID.
have made this complicated
And this is
for
before
myself.
the COVID outbreak.
But
bit.
I
This is
think
like right before.
She is okay, obviously,
Corky
with her husband calling
Corvid.
her by her given name of Beth. But I think as long as she's in that body, she's going to consider
I wore
herself
this
not
because
fully
I was on the
fully
orc mind frame
who
with
she,
the way
she
58 went.
how she thinks of herself, and probably will still go by the name Not
Yeah.
for the time being. I think. I don't know. I think she's gone through a lot lately where she's had to rethink her perspective on things. You know, she's met some goblins who aren't the worst. She
I've never really
realized that her
noticed, but
husband
Sam's got like jet
was not
black
going to just
hair.
straight up reject her
And then
on
his
sight.
beard is like red,
He realized that
brown,
they can
and
do
gray.
maybe some good in the
and
world.
white. I like it. The color combo,
It's like,
every color.
things are changing. She's
from top to
having to
bottom.
reevaluate constantly, so that could change.
Was there a chance that he
I'm
could
like
have
all,
rejected
I'm brown.
her?
Gray. I'm pretty much brown and gray and white.
I don't.
Like only all this is brown.
I don't think there was a
Right
chance he would have
here, I
rejected her
always get
outside of
gray
an
and
extremely
white.
aggressive
Not so much here.
meeting.
Yeah, I feel like Chris.
Like if
Farley,
you had
not
just
so
like
much here.
tackled
Do
him
I have a mark on my
screaming
face?
with teeth bared, maybe then it would have been a much harsher. Yeah, but
That would have been cool.
but most likely not. Like the relationship, the way based on what we've discussed for your backstory and kind of how I had interpreted Yeza as a character and the dynamic of your guys' relationship, you know, with enough kind of easing him into the circumstance, just to kind of wrap his head around it. Yeah, I don't think there was much chance of him rejecting you.
Cool.
Just like you and me in real life.
He's a good guy. He's
Little chance
he's
of
a,
rejection. Of rejection.
you know,
rejection.
a simple rural man who has a knack for alchemy and met the love of his life.
She has a knack for alcohol.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I said during the live
time.
stream, Yeza.
Matt, actually,
like, in my
283
mind,
Leafs
if you've
says,
seen
you
Dungeons and
mentioned
Dragons,
on
the movie,
Twitter that episode 56 could
Michelle
have resulted
Rodriguez
in
has
TPK
an
depending on
ex-boyfriend
party
in it.
actions.
That
Could you
character, I don't want
elaborate
to
on
spoil
what
it
would
for
have
those who have
led
not
to
seen
that?
it. But that character reminds me of
What?
Yeza. Very much.
TPK.
Oh, you don't know what TPK means?
No,
Or
I do, but you said that?
I didn't mean like it would have been like, oh,
He said he was hoping
campaign
it was
over. Yeah. No, there were many different avenues based on what went down and the roles that were made. I didn't expect the conversation to go quite so south so quickly. And so I'd kind of thought about the opportunities where if you guys had been pulled out of the throne room and then there was a journey of getting you to the actual prison, there could have been multiple opportunities of you guys to try and escape from their grasp. Or once you arrive there
That's
and you
what
guys
I
were thrown
kind
in
of
prison,
figured. We could escape
you know,
the prison.
there was a chamber nearby where they would begin to empty out the contents of all your things and asking you what certain things were, kind of as an interrogation. And there would have been possibly some opportunities there to
By tripod.
to persuade or magically influence characters. Like I didn't want it to be like, well, either this happens or campaign's over. It's not fun for you to just tell players, well, you made a poor choice, now you're all dead. Like you want the story to keep rolling.
So we could have went a lot of different ways.
I thought that there would be
dig
some
it, though. I'm fine
opportunities,
with
even if
what
things went
happened.
really badly, that they could have then broken away, and then they would have had, you know, the whole dynasty essentially after you as these escaped convicts.
Yikes.
And like that would have been a whole interesting thread of you guys having to escape the city under the cover of the man.
I'm
you know,
sure
the
it would have been
manhunt,
fun,
and then
and it would have been
having to make your
cool.
way back through Jorhas,
But
whatever else
it
you
didn't
means to
happen, and I'm
escape
sure
to get back to the
everything
Empire,
could
and now
be
you
cool at
had
some
like
point.
elements of both that were kind of looking for you possibly, depending on what you've done, or we decided with the Empire to go then against Shorehouse. Like I had a lot of these kind of loose ideas of where it can go and some possible avenues that I could kind of throw in there based on what happened. The only way it could have gone to a straight TPK is if the party somehow did nothing, accepted their fate, and just went like, okay, well, we'll let them do this thing.
Surrendered,
and then, now
accepted.
we're here, now we're in prison, now they're interrogating us. And then we're not going to do anything else, and we're not going to try and escape.
So they had
and then
many
we're considered
opportunities,
traitors
probably,
of war,
but it doesn't
and
matter.
we're going to be executed, and we're just going to accept
Caleb's
it,
awesome.
and then we get executed. And I don't think that would have happened, because it's not the nature of the players necessarily.
Yeah, they're not just going to sit back and wait. Look at the
they would've,
chaos.
Like,
in
any
normal
heroes doing a
situations.
story still fight for their life, and it would have
It's
been
chaotic
difficult,
under
and they may have
the
lost
most normal
a person
of
or more
things.
in the escape if it went really poorly. I don't know. Like
Mainly
these are
because of
all
Jester
kind of loose
and stuff like
ideas
that,
I kind
not
of kept in the back of
people
my head in
creating
case those things
intentional
happened.
chaos, but it's
and what
chaos.
happened was a possibility that I was considering, but I also know players are very stingy with magical artifacts. And I was like, I don't know if they're gonna to pull out that ace in the hole, but if they do, it'll make a big shift, and then that's what they did. And it ended up
Honestly,
being a very, very good
had it not been for
dynamic,
Caleb,
and
I
it's
don't
a
see
cool
any
shift
of
to
them
the story,
having done that.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I
it
don't
could have
know-
went that
I honestly
direction
don't
had it
know
not
what
been for
happens now
Caleb.
at all. I don't know who's right, who's wrong. I don't know what side we're on. I don't know how we figure that out. It's
fascinating. I'm loving
yeah.
it. I'm loving it.
I think some things will be made clear pretty
Oh,
soon.
we got fan art.
Yeah, the
Wait,
direction
fan
this
art,
thing
GIF,
seems to be
GIF.
going in.
What am I talking about?
Do
GIF
you
of
know
the
what
week
is
is
clear?
first.
What?
Our winner of GIF of the
GIF of the
week.
week.
Awful, Brian.
GIF of the week. I honestly lost track of time, but he had no
That boy
pad in his
closer to
hands.
you.
Oh, now we're pulling Henry closer.
Get him over here, Henry.
Henry, will Henry just lay there?
Come here, big boy. He's a good boy. There he is.
Sammy
Max,
has a
can you
bed like
fetch
that,
the
and when I pull him, he gets
pineapple?
freaked out. He'll think like the bed is eating him or something, because it's not just flat. It has
Our
like
winner,
sides.
is that
So when I pull
code?
it, it kind of
It's
like
code for
hugs him,
pineapple.
and
Our
he
winner for
freaks out because he
campaign
thinks
2,
it's like
episode
eating him or
57,
something, and he'll jump
was
out.
sent in by Hungry Muffin Studio.
Hungry Muffin
At
Studio.
hungry_muffin.
Here, let's see it. GIF of the week. Let's get ready. She is waiting outside. Look, there's a bar, like a jail cell.
I'm just coming in because.
Oh, go. This is when she's talking to Yeza.
Than they were before.
Oh my God. Where is that from?
That's amazing.
Where is that from?
Incredible.
done.
Pretty good.
I don't know where that's from, but I like it.
That's a good reveal.
Hey, honey. Don't mean to spook you, but looking a little different than you remember.
What? I gotta know what that's from.
That
He's
is
a shark
incredible.
smoking a cigarette behind bars.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you
Or did,
threw
I'm
it at
assuming maybe
Marisha.
they added
Okay.
bars.
Poorly, but she
Man,
did
the whole
deliver it.
squad's still here.
I'm a bad PA.
Oh, Marisha's
Oh,
here
it's fine.
throwing, what is that, a pineapple?
See, it's a pineapple, Steve.
It's
I
a
don't know,
giant
Get your mind out of the
pineapple.
gutter.
I was like, either that's the fattest banana
Congrats
I
to
ever
you,
saw.
Hungry Muffin.
Or it's a pineapple.
You have won
but it's,
this.
It's like either the fattest
gorgeous-
banana I ever
It
saw
smells
or
good.
the most
Cobalt
awkwardly
Soul
shaped
Journal.
pineapple.
New
So
Grey.
either way, it's weird. But I also
Steve.
love that. I gotta buy one. I've
New
said this
Grey.
last time. I really dig the colors and the look.
Steve.
I like the binding that kind of springs it back.
Check this out.
Check this out.
I never really had
Oh my
something
God, this
like
one has
that, but I
writing.
like because
Anyway.
you always end up having the book
This is
stretch
a
out and the
prop for
binding's
something.
ruined.
We've got
I like
lined
that it
pages in the back.
takes care of that.
Grid.
For your
New
math.
Greg.
I'm gonna get it.
Steve.
I'm gonna get it. You'll see one day
New Greg?
that will be sitting on this desk. There's
Sam?
even graph paper. He called it grid paper.
Oh, I said
Isn't it graph
Sam,
paper?
Zach.
I guess it doesn't matter.
It's
Same
okay. We'll
thing.
practice some more.
See what he's doing?
Everyone's gonna
The
stay till
binding
midnight.
stuff.
Everyone's gonna stay till
I like
midnight.
that.
Everyone's gonna stay till midnight.
No.
Not the
These are
binding.
available
the, you
at
know what I mean, the band. I mean.
Shop.critroll.com
Last time he was stretching it out, and Danny was like, "You stop it," and I don't blame her.
and
Don't go stretching my band out.
shop.critroll.uk. Moving on. I moved the ribbons.
Did you mess up my book?
Everything's fine. Is that one yours?
I think so. Does it have big hearts in it that say John Constantine?
Last time
Probably.
it was Danny's.
And that one's mine.
Does it have big hearts that say John Constantine?
Sunglazes. You've explained how
Danny's
becoming
great.
a goblin twisted Knott's personality, but around Yeza, she seems more like her old self. Is this because his presence helps ground her, or is she just making an extra effort to seem unchanged?
you remember to talk about the Notebook, right?
Jesus Christ!
Everybody is here.
Taliesin, we just
Everybody's
talked
here.
about the Notebook.
I was gonna say, whose voice was that? I didn't catch Talison's voice.
I gave it away for GIF of the week.
But did you talk about it?
I talked about it. I smelled it.
But did you?
We
Talk, I
showed
gave.
it to
I,
you, Greg. We showed it to
There you
Steve.
are.
Wait,
We showed it to old Greg.
Yeah, no, okay, good. As long as that's good.
No, it's fine. Thank you,
No,
Taliesin.
I just want to make,
love it though.
Yes,
I love that
really
we're
nice
getting
little
off
light.
script and that we're seeing camera
Just
angles
bring
we've
us
never
some
seen.
of that cake you're baking out there, whenever
I
it's
just want to make
done.
sure you know how to do your job.
Yeah, no, I don't. But
Yeah, you'll get there.
thank God,
Thank you, buddy.
so many quality control people here. Yeah, go
I
get
dig
it.
it.
Someone's gonna step in, so
Yeah.
I'm glad that
We
worked
got a
out.
little behind the scenes of
I
Taliesin.
don't
We
remember
heard
the question. It
Marisha.
was
We heard
about
Liam.
And
grounding
Who is
knot,
it here?
I think.
Travis
Does
and
being
Ashley?
around
Well,
Yaz,
Ashley, this is
because she
episode
seems like her
57.
own
Ashley
self,
might not
is
be
it his
here
presence,
yet,
or
but
is she
we
just
saw
making an
her.
effort
You know,
to
She's
shoot?
it's been a long time since she's
And-
been herself in any sort of
I never
normal
changed the
way, and
thumbnail.
That was the first time in a
Ready?
long
We're gonna
time.
do it right
Well, when she was with her son briefly.
That's for the next
That was a
one.
little moment, a glimpse.
I am a bastard.
But yeah, she's with the love of her life, and it definitely
Well,
reminds her
that's the
who
next
she
episode.
was. It's a little
We're about
reminder of the life
less
that
than
she
halfway
once
through.
had, and
So
and
at least I
what
caught
it's
it
all
before
for, why she's
I
doing
ruined
this, why
everything.
she's on this path, and why she's hooked up with these.
I even
mighty
kept checking,
nine,
but I'm
to
like
get back
doing
to
that next,
place,
so I
and now
didn't think about it.
She has a little reminder of what home looks like and feels like, and I think that's inspirational for her.
Quality.
And, I hope it works out that she finds her way home somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner than later. I don't know, guys.
You might have to come up with a new character.
For sure, if she gets what she wants.
Faux show.
I don't know.
She
Look at
Revenant?
Matt. That was a Pumat soul face if
What?
I ever saw one.
Never mind. Question was above his pay grade, Matt.
Yeah, it's okay.
Matt and Sam. This question comes from, and I'm
Above
told
his
this is
pay
how it's
grade.
pronounced, Borgavino.
Borgavino. I like it.
Yeza,
I like
so
how he
wonderful.
said it
Did
like a
Sam
villainous
come up with
man.
the personality traits, or did Matt, or was it a joint effort?
Mostly Matt.
Is it really?
I mean,
Borg?
I
guess
wrote
he
out a
said he
bio.
checked it
I
out. To me, it
described
looks
their
like
relationship.
Borgvino.
I described
Borgvino. I don't know you
how
if
they
you'd
met,
say
how they
Borg
fell in love.
with an E. I don't know.
What he did,
He said
but
he
I didn't
found
say
out.
like
You didn't really give any like
he's
personality.
jokey or he's
Yeah.
he's a nerd. I think a lot of it was just gleaned from description
Yeah.
and the way.
From the way that you explained their like, briefly described their dynamic, and then I just kind of built from there and was like, it makes sense, based on the time they've spent together, kind of the, raising a child together, and the kind of the simpler life of Felderwin, and
The
then just
reason
made
it
from
looks
there.
green
Yeah,
is because it's
and I
green
think you
tea,
took,
flavored
Veth
cachafa,
Knott's
mixed with
personality
500
as a-
other things.
as like what would work with that, like what kind of person would make this a pair, a duo, and that was Marisha.
Nice one, Marisha. As silent-
How are they
Yeah,
all
I
mic'd
know,
up?
heard
That's
it
what I
just
want to know.
happening. That's what happens
Like
when
Marisha
you can't open or
burst
shut a door
agree that the cast
quietly.
will go home before talks.
How are they
I would
all-
love for that to be the
Is
case.
it the mics
If
are
you're
in the
not
s-
on the show, just
They
go
must be
home,
miking
with your
themselves up
families,
intentionally
you know?
Have a
because-
life.
Have a life.
Jesus.
You don't need to be out
We're
here.
trying to
I
do
love
a
it.
show here.
Yeah, come outside and Travis is on his.
We're trying
knees
to be
scrubbing the floorboards
professional.
and the.
Good God.
Anyway, did you get to answer your question before,
I don't
Marisha?
know.
They seem like they
I
have
don't know,
a
but whatever
great
Matt did with the other
crew.
was
Like everyone just
Yeah,
hangs
so
out
good.
and
Any
does whatever they
thoughts there?
want, and everyone's like
I
family.
mean, like a lot of these characters, you just kind of take what elements you have and then create the space for what makes
I want to
sense.
hear or see
And
Travis,
the
just
way
so
I'm
we
envisioning the
know everyone's
relationship
there.
and the dynamic and kind of what I felt was the right progression for this meeting. That's
Henry's-
kind of where
Henry's
Yeza
on the
was born
move.
out of. I would hate to think that they would sacrifice so much and her have been through so much, and then to come and go across what is perceived by them as one of the most dangerous places in the world, for him to be just an asshole at the end of it.
That would have been funny though.
Would have been funny, but would have been awful.
It would have been awful.
And I don't want to tell that story.
What's better though, funny or awful?
You know which side of the coin I fall on.
I mean,
know.
funny
It
is
was
definitely
perfect
better
what you
than
did was
awful.
Yeah, it
perfect.
was.
Yeah, and like and there's enough darkness and tragedy and difficulty in the world and
mean,
the stories you guys are playing through.
Depending.
You need to pick
entertainment
moments of
wise.
light. You need to
Obviously, if
pick
you're involved,
things to fight
funny
for.
is
You know,
way
you
better
need
than
to,
awful.
To
But if you're
introduce elements
entertained
that
by it and you're watching
give
like
each
horror,
character
you might prefer
a
awful.
glimmer
To watch.
to carry them through those.
If I'm
difficult
watching horror, I
points.
wanna see
and
awful
for
shit.
not really honestly
But we're
with
not
everything
talking
she's been through, that one glimmer is her family, and I just wanted to play true to that. So
You did good.
You did good,
You
sir.
did very good.
Quality match.
Dan Gordon has a question for you, Matt.
Yes,
What
Dan.
was your inspiration for the lore behind
Trust
Luxon?
the
Was
Gordon
it entirely
fisherman.
homebrew, or did you take some
Another
inspiration
normal
from
name.
other gods
Lots of normal
in
names
the
this time
D&D
around. Dan
pantheon?
Gordon. I can't remember the other one, but it was normal.
Are you? What kind of a fucking show?
Their phone just dinged offset.
Chris Willamot's gonna drive his car through the goddamn wall in a second and go, "My bad, gang."
Everyone is ruining Brian's show, even though it's making it that much better. It might be one of my favorite yet. I might be
apologize for
because I like
senior
at a point you
producer-
fall into a routine when you
I know
shake
it doesn't
up a
seem
little,
like something a
I think it makes it more interesting.
senior producer
even
would
though
do,
he's
leave his
obviously
phone on the
joking.
loudest.
It
setting
is
possible
disruptive,
in the middle of
but I love it.
one of.
2 laptops and a phone. I know, it's hard.
I know, but you're back there like it looks like you guys can't see us, but it looks like fucking swordfish back there. He's basically.
Oh my god, I have
please.
not seen that in a long time.
right, yes.
Luxon,
Question that one.
Yeah.
No, that was homebrew, kind of based on when I was building out the lore of.
We're
you know,
probably
initially I had some designs
doing
and ideas for
fan
not
art
long
of the
ago,
week
and that was kind of what
after
I
this question,
kind
or
of kept in
maybe
this
one
far
more
distant,
question.
like,
But
well,
we're
if we ever do
getting
another
close.
campaign, I'll probably have it here, and it'd be kind of fun to mess with these elements and retool
getting
these things in
close.
D&D that I think need some little bit retooling.
Then I'm going to jump right into 58.
But
Patreon
the
hour
Luxon
first.
inspiration came heavily during actually me and Marisha's honeymoon, where I began to really get into this very heavy mindset of creating dunamancy and kind of how that fits in the world and where it would fit into this story and how that would fit in with
Dunamancy,
building out the Korean
Dunamancy.
dynasty and
I
kind
like
of the
the
Drow
name. It's
society.
good.
And
It's quality.
yeah, that all was born out of that creative process. And don't want to go too much into things because you guys are only still finding out elements and things as you go, and there's a lot more that may or may not ever be discovered. But
About your honeymoon?
yeah, well,
Did I beat you to it, Sam?
No, that was perfect.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Good joke.
but yeah, so it's predominantly homebrew, and a lot of that in Dunamancy are based out of just a general love of like metaphysics and astrophysics and quantum physics and things that
Lots of physics.
are touched on the
Physics.
elements of magic, but to me,
I mean,
like
I'm happy
Much
you said it
deeper
that way.
level.
But we'll just
Yeah,
sum it up
yeah,
as
well, I love
multi-physics.
theoretical physics around like
multi-physics.
time,
I don't know, is that a thing? Probably.
gravity and entropy and all these different themes that I wanted to explore specifically with this type of magic. And the
You would love
basics.
Travis Willingham's Game Ranch.
it's going to
Some of
places
that
like it.
lore is getting.
Oh, yeah.
During one of the episodes,
It's kind
I
of the one
randomly
thing I'm
fell
invested
upon
in right now outside of
the
our own.
commercial
outside
or
of our
something
role,
of
like,
that
like,
What's going to be revealed
in
next
between when
next
they
time?
have the break.
But,
Forward to that.
We
And it
did a
looks
heavy dump. People are going to need to
crazy.
probably transcript it if you
Yeah.
can and really dive deep.
They were
'cause
wearing
Stevie
cowboy
Harvey
hats
cap.
and
Yeah.
shooting. Like
It's definitely
in some,
something
I
we
don't know
should
what
bring
game
up
it
to the
was.
committee.
It sort of looked like
Carl's going to be proud of you guys.
Blood Dead
I
Redemption.
hope so.
Am I saying that right?
Sam,
Red Dead Redemption.
Skenobian wants to know.
I've
now,
never
this
played
question's
it.
a
I
little long.
apologize.
If you
It's-
just
I
want to
believe
read it
Red
on the
Dead
screen
Redemption.
while I
Oh my
read
God.
it to
That
Matt.
is 8
Les
Go ahead.
Kenobi.
7.5.
Les
When
Kenobi.
introducing the Nine to her husband, Na was quick to hush Jester when she said Caleb was like a son to her. She also hasn't been putting him on a pedestal as much since Felderwin, when she reunited with Luke. Does not still consider Caleb to be like a son to her? Do you think their friendship might be healthier if they're more equal and honest with each other?
Do you think
Great,
Les
great
Kenobi?
question, Les Kenobian.
Les Kenobian. Oh,
I
Les
think,
Kenobian.
like with many things with not,
Do you think it's related to the fact that the son is named
her
Luke?
relationship with
Luke,
Caleb has
Les
been
Kenobian?
changing and in
Come on.
flux. When the
feel like
Mighty
it's
Nine first
intentional.
came upon them, it was very much a mother-son protection sort of scheme scenario, where she was just trying to keep him alive because she viewed him, possibly still does, view him as her ticket out of this body, but also to help him on his journey, in which she views, he could do great things and become a great person. Also, there was a longing for her own son and her own family, and felt so far away that she wanted to connect with someone on that level just instinctually. But now she has a relationship with all the members of the Mighty Nine, not just Caleb. And it's not that she doesn't think of him the same way. It's just it's in flux. He's gotten to be stronger of his own will and resolve.
I like that
and
answer.
Doesn't need
Very
constant
in-depth.
protecting anymore, and he also has other allies and friends among the Mighty Nine, and so it's their relationship is just evolving into something else. I don't really know what it is, but also I think she shushed Jester from saying that because it's a lot to throw at Yeza, her husband, who's just been sitting in this jail cell, and we walk in and she's like, "Hey, this is your monster wife, and this is his adopted son." Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to throw at him.
Yeah.
I think there's also an aspect too, from my standpoint at least.
I mean, it was
It's less
entertaining,
that
but probably
there's-
not the best
It's
choice
not
to
that
have
there's less
Jester
room in your heart
say
for Caleb
something.
than there was.
But hey,
it's
it was
that Not
fun.
has made
And it was
more room
enjoyable.
for other people,
But
and so comparatively,
should've had
it seems like
someone
less
else
attention on a
say
single
that.
figure. But yeah, I don't think that's. I mean, there were a few moments, especially with the reveal of
But
what
I
had
mean,
gone
it
down
didn't
in
really
Felderlin
matter.
and kind of the
I'm just saying,
Assembly's
to be
involvement
more
in Yeza's, predicament.
normal
where
when
even I was like,
Yeza
oh,
found
no,
out his wife was a
This
monster.
is delicious, like Maury Povich material.
But it worked out.
But yeah, no, I don't think it.
Yeah, I don't
change too much in that regard.
I think she still respects him and stuff, but it is changing, and there are some unanswered questions on both sides.
Yeah.
They've both done things or they could piss each other off, and they really still haven't talked about it too much. This whole Astrid thing got brought up and sort of forgotten about, and
I have not forgotten it. Those of
Caleb's
you who
relationship
remember,
to the
I bring it up
Cerberus
all the time.
Assembly and all that stuff,
Whenever
like,
something
there's
Caleb
some
related
unfinished
comes up,
business
I'm
there
like,
that they're gonna have
is
to
Astrid
deal with
I feel like Astrid is going to be a strong connection at some point.
I gotta say, man, I know my brand isn't really complimenting you very often, and I don't plan on switching it over to that. But for this brief moment, I'd like to tell you something.
Sure.
Between the campaigns, I was sitting at home like I do with a
Let's have a drink
nice
while Brian talks.
umbrella drink. And I was thinking about
Gin Ricky?
sure, a Don Rickles, and what? Oh my!
Fucking God!
Is it Travis? I have everybody now.
Somewhere.
If that baby walks in here in 5
Is he being serious? He's definitely not
So
serious.
much-
help you. I can help.
So much yeehaw.
Oh, it's right over here. I'm
holding it
way
right
too
here.
much
I found
yeehaw.
it. There it is. There's your wallet. It's in your pocket.
It's in your
Got
pocket.
It was in
There
your
you go.
pocket the whole time.
It was in your back pocket
Who
the
would have
whole
known?
time.
Are you good?
Are y'all doing anything?
I'm actually pleased
Right,
that Travis
right.
made
I was
an
just
appearance.
about to compliment
'cause he's
Sam,
the
and I've changed
only
my mind, so I'm
one.
glad you walked in. That's a
Yeah,
good
Brian
shot.
was
New
about to
table.
When does
Sam
Talks
the first
start?
compliment
Sorry,
ever,
probably
probably.
in, like, tell me the top 3 things you would never say if we were live on Talks Machina.
Well, I would probably. Hey, Steve.
Ignore the red light above that camera. And
He's
instead,
hiding.
Sorry.
fetch me another drink.
Fetch me another drink. You still
man.
got some,
All-star
Brian.
cast.
Brian, you still got
You know,
stuff.
I was almost gonna
I'm
hear
pretty
us
sure
my
Sam and Matt are
granddaddy-
sharing because of the
granddaddy-
chaos that is
my
ensuing.
granddaddy used to say, CEOs aren't born, they're made. What I was going to say to you is I was sitting at home between campaigns with my umbrella drink, contemplating the kind of character I thought each of you would end up playing for the second campaign, because everyone played it pretty close to the vest and didn't really reveal a lot.
What did you think for me?
I didn't really know, but I didn't expect this whole real level of family element and all that stuff. Not that you're a huge family person in real life, but a lot of times the stuff that we choose to bring to the table isn't too close to real life because we're there to get away from that in the first place in a lot of ways.
Explore things we don't normally
Explore
chance to
things we don't normally get a chance to explore. And so I didn't know. I didn't think it would just be some jokey thing. I figured, you have a lot of depth. We saw that with Scanlan. And just Scanlan, but I'm kidding. But you know what I mean. But I just want to say, I think this is really cool. I like that, that situation is a lot different than anybody else's. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for that lovely compliment. And I know I don't compliment you a lot, but I think it's time for tonight's giveaway.
Fan art.
I think it's a valid point.
Fan art of the week.
I know I don't compliment you a lot, but give away fan art gifts. Gifts. That's a play on words. I meant,
This week's fan
Honor-
art winner
honor
for
our winner.
Campaign 2, Episode 57, was sent in by Emma White WIGHT. At
You
Emma White
best.
Twit. It's
Twit.
a doozy. Brace yourselves.
Oh,
Good.
I haven't
instant
seen
favorite.
this.
Sweet.
instant favorite.
Oh, is Caleb
I don't even. I mean, I'm
crying?
gonna keep looking at it, but I don't even need to think about it. That one instantly top 10.
Wow, that's
I have
so
I have to start
nice.
checking out all the stuff because we're gonna start getting a really difficult top 10. But that's
pretty
adorable.
cool, man.
That's nice.
The whole thing is great. I love the
I
look.
like
I love
it.
the
Love the
style.
jester's handkerchief
Everyone's
is
in there.
monogrammed.
Everyone
It's
looks
really
great. We even got
Yeah,
Yez in the
awesome.
back with not hugging.
Thank you
Sold.
to
Top 10.
everyone who submitted.
During the intro, he was dabbing wildly, and when
this.
they do the submit thing, there was
Wormwood
dab.
Cherry
It was
tabletop
insane.
dice tray from our friends at Wormwood Gaming.
Yeah.
New Greg, Steve.
It looks delicious.
New Greg. Max. Oh, he doesn't have a Max cam. You can enter our weekly contests by emailing your gift
I
or
dig that
fan art
wood,
to
but I have other favorites. You know
at
mine.
talksmachina.com. Now listen,
Purple Heart.
make sure to watch Worm Life too, because it's a great show. Rules for our contests are available at critroll.com. I forgot to say it earlier when I was on the Wormwood stuff. Don't make fun of me. I went to hosting school. Moving on.
You got it in
Is there a
You got it
hosting
in.
school?
Man,
My
the
apologies.
cherry one. You gotta
My
smell
nose
it,
is
please.
running.
Everything
I
you
do.
give away.
It's,
I think
dude,
whenever
you
I
can
chug a
smell- someone
protein
worked
shake
hard
like
on
that,
I
thing.
know, but
It's
like
like
the
20
notebook,
ounces.
this, do you
It
just
always
smell
makes my
all of our
nose run when I
merch?
drink
I
it too
mean,
quick.
you ever buy
Nice.
something?
That's really nice.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It smells good.
You have to catch him at the huffing hour every day, though.
The huffing hour.
He's just in there in the back.
That's what I originally wanted to call this show.
The huffing hour. I
Chris
freaking love
Tarnowski has a question for Matt. You there in the couch.
Yes, Chris. What
When a
do-
person's soul is
Got
reincarnated
about
through the
10
Luxon
minutes,
Beacon,
everybody.
can their
10
soul be
minutes, maybe.
reborn in the body of any species? Or is it more like Drow are always reborn as Drow, Goblin is always reincarnated as Goblin, etc.?
Any species, which is why some of the members in the council have lived many different lives, like male, female, both, neither, different races throughout the realm. There are the dens kind of get a little more scattered as far as like some of them may have begun as Drow long ago, but as the reincarnation process has begun, based on the cultures coming together in Jorhas under their banner, it's beginning to grow a little more, colorful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. I don't want to reveal or say anything else.
I got it. No, I'm glad-
beyond that,
no,
but yeah.
no, I'm glad you said what you do. Do you guys believe in reincarnation in real life? Do you think we come back as beautiful flowers, or perhaps like a lizard? Or...
I would like
I would like to. That's
believe
how I always
that.
say it. That's why I
think that's a
hesitated.
nice-
I
that's a
would
nice
like
philosophy.
to
You do?
believe
What do you
that
think we
just
come
'cause
back
it
as,
sounds
Danny?
nice.
I like to think
But
that
I
I
don't
like to
know.
think that we
I don't think
get
anyone
that
knows.
we have multiple lives and things like that. I don't know if we come back as flowers.
Yeah.
But I think
you don't
that
have to
See,
be
I
little
would
what I was
think
saying.
you
I'm just
like. I
saying,
would
I
like to
feel
think
like we-
you
I feel
get
like our- I feel like,
reincarnated, but
if we
not
have
on this
souls,
earth.
then
Like to
hopefully they have
another
more
level.
than just one time.
I don't care what I am. Just like I
Come back
feel
as a
like
flower
each
for
time
the
you
super bloom and some Instagram.
Yeah.
should,
While it comes by and
if it makes sense, or I don't
foots
even know
that
how
get the
that
right
would make sense.
picture, you know.
But I
Come
feel like
back
you
as a
should
dolphin
be
on the
you should
Fire
be
Festival
progressing
Island.
to something, and if
Aw,
not, then
man,
there's
you're
nothing.
talking about
and that's
dolphins, and
horrifying.
I'm too sick to do my dolphin noise.
Oh, what a shame. Instead, Sam can answer this question from Night Wild
thing I got.
Wings.
Danny's
Night Wild Wings, I
only
think I ordered
skill
food
in
from
life:
you.
dolphin noise.
We got a glimpse of Yez's surprise concerning Nott's new set of skills. Is Nott excited to show them off, or afraid it will further distance her from the wife Yeza knows?
I think she's kind of excited to show off. I think
I would
even
think
just
so.
in
I
that brief
wouldn't.
interaction
If
with
it was
Yeza,
me,
she realized,
and I learned all this new
oh
shit.
snap! I've learned a lot of stuff in,
I'd
in these few
show
months.
off all that I have to offer
I'm
because I
kinda
look
cool
like crap.
now, and she didn't. She was learning all that stuff for survival. But now I think she's ready to impress the shit out of her husband with her awesome skills, and I think he will
100%.
definitely be impressed by her.
Yeah.
Back when
You
they
also
were
got to kind of
living
make
as
up for
husband
the
and
negatives.
wife,
Like
I
she
think
clearly
he
does
was-
look like a monster.
He ran the business,
regardless
and
of
he
whether
was a
you love her
very
or
sort
not.
of,
So
you know,
show some positives.
patriarchal.
I look
Yeah.
like a monster, but I'm
relationship.
pretty badass.
I don't think he
now.
saw it as like a, this is my business and you're the
No,
helper. It was
no,
more that
no.
she, like you supported him and thought of
Yeah,
him
she
that way.
loves him and wants to support him,
Right.
and knows that he's brilliant. He's a brilliant chemist. Wants to support him. She's a great supporter of people for whom she feels have great talent.
Yeah.
But now
For
she,
whom
I think she
the
has
bell
grown in
tolls.
confidence along this journey too, and realizes like she has a lot to offer too, and maybe it's her turn in the spotlight.
I think he's very much in the same mindset. He's very much like, I think when they were living together, Beth didn't really want to overshadow, or like I said, she was very much wanting to support his thing and work together on stuff. I think he's excited to see what you've been able to do and accomplish in the interim. And
yeah, they were a team. They're still a team. Me and my wife are a team. You and your wife, we're all like we're in good teams. I love it when my wife does something that is super impressive, and I would love her to take the spotlight. And and I've watched you watch Marisha take the spotlight.
I enjoy my sidecar so much.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so great.
It's great.
Heck yeah. Thursday night, 48 hours from now, the return of Ashley Johnson to Krampus.
See,
Thank God.
Counting down the hours.
I
minutes,
was
seconds.
shocked and
What if she
surprised
dies
because
in
we
that
jumped
episode?
right in.
What if Yasha dies?
Stop it.
What if Yasha just is like, hey,
She
guys,
comes
I'm-
back and Yasha dies. We gotta. I mean, you saw the thumbnail.
could
Ashley
happen.
Johnson
Yeah,
is
it's a
all
non-0%
by herself.
chance.
What if we
Liam came in
tap
and yelled at
hardcore
you.
into a Yasha
Marisha
story?
came in and threw a pineapple very poorly at Henry.
Taliesin
Travis came in,
And
teabagged us.
teabagged the both of
yeah,
you,
mauled Matt.
and then put his crappy shoes on our coffee table. Taliesin came in, said some stuff off camera. I can't say on
Is
camera.
Ashley in the building?
You better watch the fuck out. Dude. Because
Is she?
either someone's going to throw Ronan at your head and then Laura's going to be diving after you.
Someone's gonna throw Rowan. Oh wait, we haven't
Matt
seen Laura.
Lesbranian wants to know a question about Bo and Caleb.
I just realized I missed out.
Were you as the DM surprised by Bo and Caleb's asking
beaten.
to end the war?
I said
And
everyone
what
was
were the
seen.
bride
I
queen's
thought
thoughts on this? Does she
we didn't
think
see
they're
Laura. I
naive
guess
and
she's with the baby.
idealistic,
That makes
or
sense.
does she
Travis, we
commend
saw.
their ambition?
Well, I'm not going to comment on any of the Bright Queen's thoughts.
Of course not.
Because that is not information anyone here should know.
Of course.
Those are hers and hers alone. But it did catch me off guard a little bit. One of my favorite things about being a Dungeon Master is when your players surprise you. Not just from their
Those
actions,
are her thoughts and
but
hers
their
alone.
growth.
So I'd appreciate it
And
if you not ask
seeing
such
where
horrible
you all
questions.
started, seeing kind of the journey of the Mighty Nine, from these people that wanted, least of all, to be involved in grander schemes that really seemed to pay no mind or take any stock in the way the world at large seems to be moving and grinding forward, to step up and begin to take real interest into the care of good people in the future ahead of them. It was amazing. And for me, it's a really thrilling and really prideful moment because it to me, as a storyteller, it excites me to think that the players are creating their story as much as I'm creating the world around it.
Yeah.
And people say like, Matt, you're a decent dungeon master. I'm like, I'm decent, but it's the magic that everyone brings to the table together that makes a good story, and that goes for any table out there. And this is a perfect example of moments that like are a prime shining example of what the players bring and that makes the story so dynamic and so interesting.
I just got lost in
beautiful.
that. I
And
noticed I
can't
wasn't
do that.
talking, but
I'm in
from
awe
time
of what
to
you
time,
guys
I'm
do
gonna
every week,
get
and hope to
seduced
try and
by
keep
this
up
man.
and do my best to make it worth what you all do too.
You're getting there.
But I know I'm working on it. But yeah, that caught me off guard in a really wonderful way, and I'm excited. I'm always excited when I see character growth like that.
Yeah.
So
He looks
we'll see where it
quite
goes.
thrilled.
Lots of it lately.
Yeah.
Might
Goodness
have
gracious.
But I
maybe
mean,
one more question.
We're at that point in the
One or
campaign
two more
now
questions.
yeah,
We're
shit's
done.
real.
the stakes are getting larger, the choices are bolder, and whether or not they're ready, things are happening around them, and it's up to them as to how they react, how to involve or how to avoid, and make their choices wisely.
Yeah. Sam, Kima Books wants to know, how does Not feel about the Mighty Nine preventing her from drinking? Is she ultimately grateful?
I would say you
That's
should
tough,
be.
man.
Whether or not she is, I don't know, but
think
you
that
should be.
In
I
the
feel
moment,
like.
she was okay with it, but
But now going through withdrawal.
she likes a good drink, man.
Yeah. Is it-
Sometimes it's what the body needs
I
to
wouldn't
cope
know what
with
you
the
mean.
day.
Yeah.
it's been a crutch.
See,
that
that's
she's
where I'm
been
at now. I used
leaning
to
on for
drink
quite some time, and
a lot.
she doesn't want to lose it.
But now I feel
She's
like I
not,
just have one or
she's
two
not
drinks
perfect
just because
yet,
it like
Yeah.
mellows
and,
you
or
out, relaxes
might
you.
never be. But no one likes being told you got to stop
But you
drinking,
also don't like
right?
being told you gotta
All I'm
stop
saying,
doing
guys,
anything.
is drink more.
Drink?
No,
Oh
don't, no.
my God.
Listen to him.
Wow.
If anyone tells you to stop drinking, what the fuck do they know?
Oh
All right, next question.
my God, Sam is
You
just,
can
I love
stop
it.
at
Keep
any
going,
time.
Sam.
It's
Sam, keep
fine.
going. Sam, yes.
You'll be fine. You're not an addict. Come on.
Sam.
What, is this not good? Should I not?
You should really.
I have 3 words. I have
Back up.
3 words, please.
I hope Brian continues it because Danny's firing at him.
Liam for president.
Liam for president. There you go.
I can't work with this, Sam. I can't work with
It's your
this.
job to spin
Sam
this
was
into a good
amazing.
candidacy.
Yeah, see,
This
Sam
is
was
your,
amazing.
Your
There's
job.
no spinning that into a good candidacy.
Yes.
We're gonna get
You'll
a letter
win
from
over the
Matt.
drunks.
Mothers against
You'll win over.
whatever.
You'll definitely win over all the people
Democrats
that
or
don't
whatever.
want to be
Matt,
told to stop.
Yes.
Distract us from the awful advice he just gave to children and their parents.
Don't listen
With
to
an answer to
anybody.
this question
Keep
from
drinking. You don't have a
Kaizo
problem.
the Stoic.
Everything
what are your
will be
thoughts
fine.
on how the Mighty Nine have developed as a cohesive group with a goal? How have they surprised you?
I mean, it's hilarious.
in a similar
But
vein,
Danny's
same
probably
question,
like,
like
you
it's,
do have to be careful. Probably
that's
a
something
lot of
that-
younger
that
people watch the
I love
show.
watching, and
now they're like,
you know,
Sam
as-
told me.
as-
What if
as
they
a dungeon
take it
master, you
seriously?
want to
But
make
I
sure
mean,
you facilitate a story that gives
hopefully
the opportunities for them to grow together
not
and
gonna
to
take
make
that
choices
seriously.
that kind of align their goals to a
I
point where they
am.
become a solid group
But I'm
and a
an
family
adult.
eventually. That's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
take it totally
the basis of a good adventuring
But
party.
how aligned do you feel everyone's goals are? Since you know they're all since you know everyone's backstories,
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but like how aligned are they, do you think?
Not terribly. So the challenge is finding ways where you can present
I
them
think
with
Sam
common
is
ground and give them
reflecting
opportunities
on the
to
fact that he might have
care
just
enough for each
ruined
other
his
to be
entire
invested in
career
each
with
other's
the
stories.
words he said.
And look for
But we
places
know he
where
didn't,
naturally some stories
4 years
can
later, he's even more
be
famous.
parallel, or at least you can achieve goals alongside each other, so they don't feel like they're constantly at odds with each other's direction. It's part of the
I
interesting
thought
narrative
Brian
balance
was
you
going to take
as
it to
a
another
storyteller,
level,
as a-
just to like
a
dig
GM,
Danny a little.
is trying
because you can
to,
see Danny was like,
to
stop,
take them on adventures.
Stop. Matt was too.
But also take
but
them on
Matt was a
adventures
little
that they're
less.
invested in and willing to go along with. And that has a bit of a buy-in for the players as well. But
Yeah, this campaign, you've given us choices that are much more gray choices. I feel like in the first campaign, we were all essentially on the same path, on the same team.
it was very like good and evil was very clearly defined for the most part.
But
and-
this is so interesting.
Is
and
it
so
more
much
challenging for you as a
it's
player?
Much more challenging because, we're looking for. I'm looking for those not clues, but just something I can sink my teeth into to be like, okay, I think we're on the right path. But I guess there is no right path for this campaign, and the right path is sort of whatever we decide it is as a group, or whatever is the most meaningful for us as an individual character in that moment, which is really more like real life, obviously. And I so far, possibly more rewarding in a way, because like we're not just following along the path of the game to the end of the game. Like we're making our own path through a world, and the game is that journey. It's
Right.
not to get from point A to B. It's the direction that we take it. And
It's what's between A and B that's important,
It
right?
was the friends we made along the way.
Jesus Christ.
It's the
You could've
journey
just- ugh.
But
within
no,
the journey.
it's interesting and certainly more frustrating.
That might be the
and
last
challenging,
question, because
but
he
I
is
think- I hope
really
ultimately
talking,
more
and I don't
rewarding,
think we got
unless
time.
we choose wrong, and maybe we're wrong about this the whole time, and there is a right and wrong answer, and we're just getting it wrong.
Well, I mean,
I feel like it's
the
like a
whole world
choose
isn't
your own
great.
adventure.
There is good and there is evil.
20
and there
different
are
ways
things in
you could win.
between. And really what it comes down to is being inquisitive enough and following the right threads to uncover those shades of light and dark amongst the gray. And you guys have done a good job of that in some
50
places. And
shades of
you guys
gray.
are beginning to unravel certain threads of that in the world on different faction sides and stuff. And so you're just now getting to a path. Like more so previously, it was personal stories and exploration and kind of things. You're now starting to ask more the right questions
As a
and
group.
starting to piece together your own interpretations of what's happening on a macro scale. And for me, it's awesome to see it come together and be like, oh, they're onto something. Oh, they're on the wrong path. Oh, they have an interesting idea. Oh, they're getting there, you know. And me knowing kind of what's going on, I don't know. It's fun. It's really fun for me.
It's fun for me too. Not so much for Brian, but
no,
I'm having a blast.
It's really hard to recap. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sorry.
just focus more attention on your
Cheers.
kneecaps.
My yeecaps.
Your
Danny.
yeehaw caps. Your
Yes.
yeehaw.
Kneecaps. Kneecaps?
I do
Yeah,
notice though
kneecaps.
that when Matt drinks, he has.
I think that's all the
he's
time
very
we have for tonight.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I
relaxed
wanna
with his
thank
sips, which is
Sam.
good.
I want to thank you too.
I
man,
take swigs, which is
for
bad.
joining me.
He's just like a little nip
Episode
here or there.
58.
Take the edge off. That's what you
Critical
should
Role
do.
Campaign 2 is this Thursday.
They
As
had
always,
that whole glass, the whole show. Brian
Don't
just
forget
killed
to love
his.
each other. Someone got a tattoo of it. Tweeted me today. That's
Really?
That's
Of
really
what?
cool.
That's amazing.
Don't forget to love each other. It's really cool. And the
That's a lot of letters.
someone asked them if the other arm says stay turned.
In time.
Don't worry, it's almost Thursday, and creepy ain't a crime.
Creepy.
Neither is D&D.
Neither is D&D.
Creepy ain't
Stay
a
turned, my
crime.
friends.
All right, guys, that's it for episode 57 of Talks Machina. What a chaotic episode. Probably one of my favorite, though. They not only had one of the best fan arts of the week, the GIF of the week was also solid. They had everybody pretty much except Laura and Ashley. Ashley is not here yet, even though we know she's in the next episode. You saw the thumbnail. She is possibly the focus. Here's the problem with Ashley Johnson. Whenever she pops on the scene, I don't know if they're, making her a big deal because she's just never there, or it's because the story's going to revolve around her. They can't always just make it revolve around her when she's around, because it depends where they are in the scenario or the story. But I guess Matt could bend anything to his will and be like, all right, Ashley's going to be here this week. I'm going to make it where these people that she needs to interact with or would possibly engage her into a storyline could be in the vicinity. I mean, he could do whatever he wants, and I wouldn't blame him at that point, because you kind of have to work around Ashley Johnson when she's there and when she's not. We have probably had her. I mean, we had her a lot early on, but I would say, I don't know if they said it there, they made some kind of comment about her appearances. If you added all them up from the double-digit episodes to now, maybe a handful of times I can remember Ashley Johnson since the beginning. Because in the beginning, I feel like she was around quite a bit. Then she got things to do, jobs, like making money, doing her thing. And I feel like I could remember maybe 5, no more than 10 times can I remember her being involved since the double-digit episode started. But I could be wrong about that. Either way, it's not her fault. She's got a life. She's got things to do. She is coming back. Is it going to be focused on her? Because the way we saw it start, and that was why I wore the shirt, was it seemed Ford-centric. We were talking to Warsh. I believe his name was Warsh. But he was a gigantic half-orc, and Ford is a half-orc. So this dude is 4 times as big as Ford and is still a half-orc. Obviously, the half is definitely something. People were saying possibly human or something like that. This one was great. Sam and Matt, and like I said, everyone else joined. Travis comes in and makes a scene. Talzin makes a scene. Marisha was only in voice, same as Liam. But I loved it. I thought it was great, the whole thing with Sam being like, you should drink more. Don't let people tell you have a problem. Drink all you want, blah, blah, blah. Like he's literally pitching becoming an alcoholic kind of thing. But it's because it's not, and it was all in good fun. I understand Danny's concern. How do you know we're not having impressionable people that think you're not joking? But, I mean, if you're watching Talks Machina, that's the show. Either way, I'm jumping in to episode 58. I want to know where we're going with the story. I want to see Ashley Johnson. I'm curious to see if we find out more about her. The Patreon Hour exclusive is first. There is no part 1. We did that in the live stream because we hit 50 likes or more. It was weird in the live stream. Those of you who were present, we went up to almost 60 likes. I was saying if we hit 75, I'll do another 15 minutes or whatever it was. Then all of a sudden, within 60 seconds, we lost, no joke, like 20 likes. It went all the way down below 39 likes. And then by the time I ended the stream, we weren't even over 50. So I don't know what happened last week. But that's why there's no part 1. Part 2 will be after the Patreon Hour. There's going to be about 15 minutes left. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon, the Patreon Hour exclusive for every episode. Vox Machina Season 1 and 2, hundreds of other shows and movies, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. Check the link. If not, Comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.